So today we have an interesting algebraic system of equation. What makes this equation interesting is that this equation are functional equation. You can notice the first equation is f of 2x plus 2 plus 2 times g of 4x plus 7 equals to x minus 1, and the second equation is f of x minus 1 plus g of 2x plus 1 equals to 2 times x. Now the question over here is to find the value of g of x and f of x that will satisfy this system of equation. So this is Anmol, and now let us see the solution. How can we solve this problem? Okay, now let us start with the solution. So the first thing that we can see is that this equation are functional equation. They are not normal. And if you don't know what they are, let me show you. Suppose you have a function f of x equals to ax plus b. This thing present over here is an example of a function, and the variable present in this is equals to x. We can even replace x with some another variable or with some other numerical value. Like in this, the value of f of 1 would be equals to a into 1 plus b, that is going to be a plus b. Similarly, the value of f of y would be equals to ay plus b. We can replace the variable in this whole equation with whatever we want. Even we can write it like f of 2 to the power x equals to 8 into 2 to the power x plus b. Even we can replace the variable with something like 2x plus 2 divided by 3. So the right hand side will turn out to be a multiplied with 2x plus 2 divided by 3 plus b. You can see that the variable in that whole functional equation can be replaced with anything. We need to just put that value according to the pattern. Now what I will do is I will simply replace the value of 2x plus 2 with some variable y. Okay, so we have given the value y to the term 2x plus 2, and from this the value of x in terms of y is going to be y minus 2 divided by 2. Now according to this, the first equation will turn out to be f of y plus 2 times g of, now 4x plus 7 is there, so instead of x we have to put its value, therefore 4 times y minus 2 divided by 2 plus 7. Now this thing is equals to x minus 1. So we'll replace x with this particular value, that is going to be y minus 2 divided by 2 minus 1. Okay. Now let us simplify rest of the things in this equation. So f of y as it is plus 2 times g of, now over here from the table of 2 it goes to 2 times y minus 4 plus 7 will turn out to be 2 times y plus 3 equals to, now this simplification on the right hand side will give me y minus 4 divided by 2. Okay, so when we replace 2x plus 2 equals to y, the first equation turns out to be this particular thing. Okay, now something similar to this I will do in the second equation also. So in the second equation I will go ahead and replace x minus 1 with some variable z. Now using this, the value of x will turn out to be z plus 1. So now what I will do is I will replace these two values in this equation. So the first thing we have is f of x minus 1. X minus 1 has been equated to z, therefore that thing turns out to be f of z plus g of 2x plus 1. Now the value of x is z plus 1. Now we need to replace this value of x over there. Therefore g of 2 times z plus 1 and outside the bracket plus 1 again. So simplifying this thing will give me 2 times z plus 2 plus 1, that is going to be 2 times z plus 3. And this thing equals to 2 times x. The value of x is going to be z plus 1, therefore 2 times z plus 2. I have opened the bracket in the same step. So after replacing x minus 1 with variable z in the second equation, we obtain this particular equation. Okay, now let us try to solve this particular thing. So as I told you about this particular concept, we can just go ahead and replace the variable in that whole functional equation. So the same thing I will do over here. We have f of y and that must be having some kind of value, but that thing is not present. But for example, suppose f of y must have some value. In that value, the variable present would be equals to y. Okay, now 2 times g of something, so this thing will also give me some kind of output as a equation. In that thing the variable present would be y. Now addition of this thing equals to y minus 4 upon 2. You can see that the same variable y is present on the other side. This means whatever variable is present in this functional equation, the same variable is present in the right hand side. We can simply replace the variable in that whole equation, even in the right hand side and inside this functional equation. So what I will do is, first of all I will replace y equals to a, and z also with the same variable a. It is all okay. This doesn't mean that y is equals to z. We are just replacing the variable in that whole equation. Okay. So the first equation will turn out to be f of a plus 2 times g of 2 times a plus 3 equals to a minus 4 divided by 2. Now the second equation will turn out to be f of a plus g of 2 times a plus 3 equals to 2 times a plus 2. Okay, now let us try to solve this system of equation. So what I will do is I will simply subtract this equation. So f of a minus f of a got cancelled out. 2 times g of 2a plus 3 minus g of 2a plus 3 becomes single times g of 2a plus 3 equals to a minus 4 divided by 2 minus 2 times a minus 2. So simplifying the RHS will give me negative 3 times a negative 8 divided by 2. Okay, so this thing over here is the value of g of 2a plus 3. So we can again replace 2a plus 3 with the variable x. Okay, now as per this substitution, the value of a is going to be x minus 3 divided by 2. Okay, now let us replace this thing in this equation. So the left hand side turns out to be g of x equals to negative 3 times. Now instead of a, we need to replace this particular value of a, that is x minus 3 divided by 2 minus 8 divided by 2. Okay, and finally after simplifying the right hand side, the value of g of x will turn out to be negative 3x negative 7 divided by 4, and here is the value of g of x. Okay, now we need to even get the value of f of x, and that we can get from this particular equation. Look carefully, we have a term over here g of 2a plus 3, and we have already got its value, that is going to be negative 3a negative 8 divided by 2. Therefore f of a added with negative 3a negative 8 divided by 2 equals to 2a plus 2. Now when you will simplify this particular equation, the value of f of a will turn out to be 7 times a plus 12 divided by 2. And this is almost the final answer. All we need to do is we need to replace a with the variable x. So the value of f of x will turn out to be 7 times x plus 12 divided by 2, and this is the answer that we were looking for. So here we have actually got the pattern for the function f and for the function g, and the variable present currently is equals to x. Okay, now let us see if they satisfy the original equation or not. For example, the second equation is f of x minus 1 added with g of 2x plus 1 equals to 2 times x. Okay, now here we have the value of f of x. In this I will replace x with the variable x minus 1. We are not equating x equals to x minus 1. We are replacing the variable x with this particular thing. According to the pattern of the function f, this thing will turn out to be 7 times x minus 1 plus 12, and that is going to be 7 times x plus 5. Okay, and divided by 2 in the denominator, added with g of 2x plus 1. Now the pattern for the function g is over here. In that I will replace the variable x with 2x plus 1. Okay, we are not equating, we are just replacing the variable x with 2x plus 1. So according to the pattern of the function g, the value of g of 2x plus 1 will turn out to be negative 3 times 2x plus 1 minus 7 divided by 4. And when you will simplify this thing, you will get negative 3 times x negative 5 divided by 2. Now this positive will just get removed as all these things are negative. Okay, now I can say that the denominator is common, that is 2. So I'll take a common denominator over here as 2. Now I can even see positive 5 negative 5 got cancelled out. 7x minus 3x become 4x divided by 2 simply gives me 2 times x, and that is present in the right hand side, and that is matching. This means the value for f of x and g of x is correct for the second equation, and this thing even satisfies the first equation. You can try that thing by your own self. So this was my way to solve this particular problem. If you have any other method other than this, or else if you have any other question that you think I should try, you can do comment below, and if it's hard to comment, you can email me, or else you can send it to me on my Instagram. The link is in the description.